Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, guys. Just to fill you in, obviously, Leo here. We went for about 25 minutes without recording. It's not Roof's fault. I just forgot that we had to go through the recording process. So we were just talking about, just kind of like give you guys a TLDR. We were just talking about some of the things that had happened over the past week, and obviously we're talking a little bit more about the Launchpad because that's the next big focus that's coming out. Anyway, I'll just get right back into it. We'll get back into the context of what you guys missed out on. But realistically, like I'm saying, the Launchpad is going to be such an important piece of material that's brought to the meme coin space because it's coming from a team that is fully transparent and fully is up to speed and up to date and knowledgeable in what needs to be done for a meme coin to be successful, right? It's one thing making a meme coin successful at launch, and then it's another thing kind of like maintaining it and making sure it survives through the longevity, right? Now we've been able to through the years prove that we're on top of it, and we don't have a quitting bone in our body. Like that's not what we do. Whether things are going great or whether they're going sideways, we're still around, we're still building, and we still believe in the space no matter what. I was telling our guys who are listening in here, I was saying that for over a year and a half, it's been very difficult and it's been very tough for people to make a profit and make some money in Web3. Not that it's impossible. There are still a lot of people who are making money in the space, but it's been a lot harder since the bear market came out. Sorry, guys, my phone was ringing. Let me put that on vibrate. But yeah, what we aim to do is pretty much kind of. I was also saying that what happened in the past 2 weeks is really giving us a lot of credibility. Not to I never like to talk down on any projects or anything like that. That's not what we do. That's not what I'm about. Everybody has their flaws and everybody has what they believe in or what they do, but there's a sense of taking accountability, right? One thing that I'm very passionate about is taking accountability in the space. If you're a creator in the space and you're coming out with something and you want it to succeed, you have to be transparent. If you're not transparent, it leads to people making mistakes, and it leads to people who are trying to navigate their way through Web3 in a new noob fashion, let's call it. They're new people to the space, and they might have just heard about your project because that's what came up on their feed, and they want to participate. But if you don't give them any context and they mess up and they lose money, and then you blame them for messing up and losing money, sure, you could do that, but that's the irresponsible thing to do. The responsible thing to have done in any scenario is to be able to put out adequate information out there so that people don't lose money or they don't do things incorrectly and send money to the wrong contract. And if the information is there and people still end up, making that mistake, then it's not on you anymore, right? You did your part as a creator in the space to make sure that things like that don't happen. But if they do still happen, then you can at least know that it wasn't your fault. But anyway, regardless of that, like people are still taking advantage of this meme coin craze to take advantage of the people who are trying to participate in it. Now, the difference of what we're going to be trying to do with the Launchpad is we're not going to be trying to take advantage of the people who are trying to participate in the meme coin craze, because we recognize that the people who are trying to participate in the meme coin craze are literally people who are trying to find wins in their meme coin career, I'm going to call it. And it's hard to come by nowadays because you deal with 3 or 4 different scenarios when you're getting involved in the project, right? First scenario you deal with in a negative way is this project going to run? That's the number one thing that people deal with when they're getting into something new. The number 2 thing is the team behind the project people who know what they're doing. Whether they do or they don't, I mean, I've seen teams who don't know what they're doing still manage to pull off a success. So, kudos to them and props to those types of people. But keep in mind that experience is key. There's a difference of being able to dedicate 10,000, 20,000 hours of your life to something, to a craft, being able to master it and being able to kind of know what you're talking about when you talk about it, rather comparing it to somebody who has 0 experience, comes in with a good idea and is able to kind of wing it, and then that's it. And they get, I don't want to say lucky, but but they get lucky in a sense of like being able to pull it off. It's a massive difference because people with no experience, they end up drowning, man, because they don't know what to do. They don't know how to fund. They don't know how to go viral. They don't know how to do any of that stuff. And then not only that is they don't have a community. That's one fighting thing that we have that any of these other launches don't have. We have already a pre-existing massive community of people who know what we're about, who know what we do, who are also on board, who also have learned a lot about us and our traits and our strengths, our weaknesses, all that good stuff. But realistically, like everybody who's still here and everybody who still participates and everybody who is interacting with anything that we put out there, whether it's our chats or our projects or our NFTs or whatever, they're all here for very similar reasons. Is they want to grow in the space, and then realistically, like the number one thing that you guys are here for, whether you admit it or not, is to try to make money, right? Like that. If you're not trying to make money, if you're okay with not making money, then I'm sorry to say, but like something is wrong with you. Like everybody wants to make money. I still even want to make money. Everybody wants to make money. Don't get me wrong. There's not enough money in the world to make people happy. That's the number one thing. But what we can do is bring meme coins that can make people happy. Like I'm not saying everybody's going to win in every meme coin you get into, whether we release it or other people release it or not. But the point of the matter is, can we do something that is going to be fun, that is going to be true to its roots, and the main point of what we're doing is to give people those wins, whether you win or not. But also the main point, the underlying main point, is to continuously keep growing and bringing attention to what we already have pre-existing in this ecosystem. Right, we have a very lively and very healthy ecosystem, and that's what we need to keep bringing attention to, because this is not only a brand that's growing, but it's a family that's growing. And anybody who's participated since day one from ShibaDoge knows, like we've always had a goal in mind to make ShibaDoge, to make ShibaDoge Labs, to anything that we release, actually a household name. We don't want to do it because it's just fun to do it. We want to do it because we want to make a name for what we've built, right? There's always like people always say, like, your legacy lives on. Some people think about it in a way where it's like, oh, let me go have a child, let me have a son, so my name can live on, so my legacy can live on. That's how we look at the stuff that we build. Anything that we build and we put out there for the public to interact with, to see, we believe in it to a point where it's like our son, it's like our child, right? Where it's like, okay, we believe in this, we want it to grow, we want it to be part of our brand, something that we want to grow and make into something massive. So the Launchpad is a SKU in its own, and this can actually turn into something much bigger than what we're talking about now. Right, the Launchpad can actually become a hub in the future that is used for a lot of different things, right? Well, we may be the trusted source of like meme coin projects 5 years from now, where it's like, you never know, like if things are done right, and things are funded correctly and things are fully transparent, people could be like, yo, I'm never buying anything unless it's launched off of the ShibaDoge Launchpad, because we know that that's safe and we know that that's fair, and we know, you get what I'm saying? Like there are many opportunities to grow with this idea. But the first step that we're going to do is obviously harness the strength of what the market wants, supply and demand. Right now the demand is people are looking for good, safe projects to ape into, and we can supply that with full transparency, and we can supply that with a full team of people who know what they're doing. So people are going to be on board with that. That's not the question. The question is how do we capitalize on implementing everything else that we already have into one whole package when the time is right? Because obviously after like 2 or 3 launches, this Telegram is going to grow by tens of thousands of people. Just by me going into different new launches that I've been on live new pairs, clicking into new projects that have been coming out. I've been seeing the ones that kind of like gain a little bit of traction, and I've been keeping them open in new tabs, and then I've been joining their telegrams and seeing like what type of growth they're getting and what type of interactions they're getting. And most of these projects, I looked into like 50 of them over the past few days, and I've joined 50 plus Telegram groups. Most of these guys, they're growing like 1,000 to 5,000 people per project, you know, if done successfully. And then literally after like 12 or 24 hours, the dev is gone, right? The dev is gone. Either they pull liquidity or they just give up on everything and leave the liquidity for the community, which is fine. You know, like if you're going to give up, at least don't take the liquidity with you. At least leave it in there for the community to figure out, you know, how they want to take their liquidity back out. But regardless, like that's still wrong in my eyes, right? Because what these guys are doing is like low effort stuff, like super low effort. Like they don't try to build a brand, they don't try to do anything. Like anybody can go and just write a little bit of basic code and put a name on the project and just throw it out there, and then 5 minutes later, you know, pump the community up in the Telegram with a couple of posts and then be gone forever. That's not right. You know, like that's not the way that the space should operate. I think we could do things a lot better. I think we could do things a lot bigger. And even the bigger influencers that are coming out with tokens, man, like, yeah, you have a lot of hype behind it, but they're not even doing it right. They're not even doing it right. They have zero transparency, and then they blame the community for the things that go wrong. Like, no, that's not how it works. You know, take accountability. If something goes wrong, take accountability. That's it. Like, that's all that needs to happen in this space. And I think the next step of what we do is going to be defining our future in a way where if it goes the way that we're planning for it to go, the growth pattern that we see is it's going straight up to the right. Like it's going perfectly, because we're going to become very, very popular on the contingency that we can deliver people what they want. And we know what they want. People want to win. People want to be a part of viral projects. People want to be a part of viral memes. People want to be a part of viral communities and good communities. And honestly, like I've been participating in a lot of Twitter spaces. I don't know if you guys have been seeing me lately or not, but over the past 5 or 6 days, I've probably spent anywhere from 50 to 100 hours. No, that's too much. A lot of hours. I don't know how many hours, but a lot of hours just in Twitter spaces, whether I'm talking or just listening. And honestly, I've came to the conclusion that the crypto Twitter influencer space is, I don't even know comment. I'm not going to comment on it, but it is ridiculous in a sense. So it'll be a nice breath of fresh air when, you know, we are actually able to bring people together in a way where they're not always thinking, am I being trolled? Am I not being trolled? Are these people serious? Are they not serious? You get what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that could be fixed in this space, and nobody wants to step up to the plate to fix it because everybody is too busy stepping up to the plate to try to figure out how to take advantage of the communities and how to take advantage of the people who are naive. That's what they're too busy working on. And they're not busy working on how to fix the issues in the space. So we volunteered to step up and try to fix some of these issues in the space, while at the same time accomplishing all of the things that people want to accomplish and checking all those goals off. I think we're going to be the ones to do it, man. I really, really think we're going to be the ones to do it. And considering we pulled this off, I think we're going to have a extremely strong name for ourselves in the future. Realistically, like you guys know, we take accountability when things mess up. If you know, for example, like yesterday, our Armory, we launched it. 20 minutes later, the site was down due to whatever it was. I don't even know if it was traffic related or what it was, but you know, that's on us. It's not we can't sit there and blame anybody else for it, but we will take accountability for it. We fixed it immediately, you know, within minutes. It was back up and running. You guys have been extremely patient with us building the Armory, bringing the Armory out. You guys are finally able to see like what we've been working on. It's not a simple product to have been released, right? It's the first of its kind. Like find me another EFT equipable store online that is fully upgradable, fully functional, and is able to support you know, tens of thousands of items simultaneously. There is not one that exists. So it's something that was built from scratch. Not only that, the artwork that is used for all of these EFTs, they're all hand drawn. They're all custom made. None of these are like, third party items that we bought and rebranded and put a new color on them. They're all fully created, hand drawn. So that's the thing, is like, we like to put our own touch and our own flavor on things from scratch. From scratch. We don't like to copy anything. We don't like to copy anybody. Now, not to say that we won't take inspiration. I'm always down to take inspiration. I mean, this idea of the Launchpad came from inspiration of seeing other projects like really popping off, based off of them just being new, right? And that's where I got the idea, where we got the idea of like, hey, why don't we be the ones to supply these to the greater public, so that we can build our brand, we can build our name, we can build the future of what ShibaDoge entails, with bringing to the table what people want. It's very obvious what people want. It's on the blockchain. Like, there are tens of thousands of transactions every minute that happen, and it's very easy to track what people are going into and coming out of. And not to mention, like, our community is very strong. We just very recently, like just a couple of days ago, had our last Giga Chat whale that kind of like owned a big percentage of ShibaDoge. And they were fine. Now they're finally out. So now, truly, the diversification in the holder list is extremely, extremely fair, to a point where it's like, these people who kind of went in, I believe that person who sold had bought like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth at the time. I haven't looked that deep into it, but just from what Roof was just telling me, that would mean they had needed to have about hundreds of thousands of dollars worth. But regardless, like, you get what I'm saying? The growth potential in our community is extremely diamond handed. I think we're going to be able to pull off some major moves moving forward. This month is going to be very, very interesting, because we're going to be introducing all of the things that we've been working on. For the Launchpad, the first token will be introduced. The society will be introduced. There will be a lot of things that are going to be introduced, and I think we're going to put the rest of the year into overdrive and try to make 2023. I'm going to be very ambitious and say it, but I'm going to try to make 2023 the most successful year that there has ever been for ShibaDoge. So I understand that there's only a few months left in 2023, but considering we do these things correctly and we pull these goals off in a way where we're happy with how everything went, I think we're going to see the most success that we've seen throughout the whole longevity of our project. So that's how confident I am in our ability. That's how confident I am in our community, and that's how confident I am in our ideas, because we just have a very strong team. We have a very strong personality. We have a very strong belief in not in what, but we have a very strong belief in doing things correctly and in doing things with a right heart. So, that's the number one thing that's missing in crypto, and we're going to be the ones to introduce it to crypto. And I think it's going to be a breath of fresh air for everybody involved. And me spending a lot more time on social media nowadays in the crypto world, I think is going to play a big role in the people who are interacting with our projects, and it's going to play a big role in people recognizing who I am in a personal way, especially like when 99% of the people we talk to are kind of in it for the wrong reasons. It's going to be very easy for community members and just people to identify, like, hey, okay, these guys are legit. Like, these guys are completely different from everybody else in the space. So that's the main thing for us, guys. Sorry if I was kind of like talking really fast, but that's just how I get when I get real passionate about things. I go in and it's like all gas, no brakes.
Bro, you're
Everyone's
getting me
hyped.
too hyped, man. Too hyped. I can't. I need my own place, man. I need to be quiet and not talk too much. It's like 12 o'clock in the UK. I need my own place, bro.
We're gonna try to get you your own place this year, Sonny. Let's try to make you some W's.
Bro. It's gonna happen, bro. I have zero doubts, man. You guys are absolutely amazing. And Leo, you're being too humble, bro. Stop being so humble. Like you know, the Armory is revolutionary. I don't think you guys quite. You need to hype it up more, man. Don't be so humble. It's not that you guys have been around, as you were saying. You guys have changed the game. You know, nobody's ever done that.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. I mean, that's just who I am. You know, like whether I've never want to come out and say, oh, I'm humble or I'm not humble. I guess just however you guys perceive me is how I'll take it. But thank you for that. I guess maybe I am being too humble, but that's just who I am, man. That's just how I operate, and that's how most people on our team operate. You know, we're never ones to kind of like talk big and think we're some hot shots or anything like that, because realistically, like at the end of the day, we're just guys, just like you guys, that really have a goal in mind and really want to accomplish that goal, and we want people who are involved with us to be successful. Like that's the main thing. And as long as we can get that message across, and as long as we can bring people together with that message, I think everything will fall in place, because that's what life is all about, man. It's like if I'm gonna make it to the top of the mountain, then I best believe that I'm gonna try to take everybody up there with me. It's lonely at the top, so we got to try to bring as many people with us as humanely possible.
Yeah, man. Leo, some people are asking about the crates. When are we expecting them to be opened?
So those are actually working in progress as well right now. We talked to our artist today, actually, and he is right now putting together all of the digital creative assets for the crates. So that's going to happen very, very soon as well. We'll announce a date on when those are going to reveal very soon.
Okay, and are there going to be rare items in there?
Yeah, there will be a nice diversification of items. I don't know exactly how many items there were. I believe that was announced at some point, but I'll have to double check the amount of items and all that stuff. And then we'll give you guys I believe we'll give you guys a manifest of what items to expect in there. So I don't know
Cool.
if we're gonna just let you guys get surprised by it, or if we'll throw the manifest out there so you guys can see like what's up for grabs. But I think that's what is going to happen. I think we'll release like a manifest of the things that are possible to get out of them. There's some pretty cool stuff that are going to be in it.
Yeah.
And Leo, just to confirm, the new token is coming out in August.
That is the goal, yes.
Okay.
Realistically, if we move efficiently, and this is like if everything lines up perfectly, if we move efficiently, like we'll be ready to have it out within like, I don't know, like a week or 2 weeks. But that's if everything goes perfectly, and that's not putting into account like the marketing that we want to do for it. So let's just go with August right now, just to be safe. But within the coming days, we'll have a more concrete date of when it's going to come out. It would have been nice if we launched it on the 8th, because it would have been like 8/8, August 8th. But that's there's no way we're making that deadline.
Have you guys figured out the name, Leo? You don't have to share the name, but have you figured out the name?
There's a few options. So obviously, like you guys know, like with the Launchpad, it's not just limited to one token. Like we plan on doing multiple in the future. So we've just been writing down all of the candid ideas that can potentially be it. And this couple of days, we're going to finalize which one we want to go with. But we do definitely want to go with something that is very viral currently. If you guys have any suggestions, feel free to share. It may inspire an idea, or it may inspire some valid points to the ideas that we already have. I don't want to share what we already have, only because I don't want any people copying it or it being leaked and leading to other issues. So I'm not going to share what we currently have. But if you guys have any ideas that you want to share on what you think you'd want to see, feel free to share your ideas in the chat throughout all of today, tomorrow, whenever. So I'll be looking, and you never know, like it might spark something, and I'd be like, holy crap, like that's it. How did I not think of that? So feel free to share.
I've got my suggestion in, Leo. You could have a look at it, mate.
So I'm just on YouTube.
I see it.
So on YouTube, got a question from Tech. Is asking, do you need to open the crates, or can you have it unrevealed as an investment?
I believe they will open on its own. But yeah, I believe they will open on their own. Okay. So once the metadata is uploaded, they will open. I believe, unless I missed something, but I believe they will just automatically open up once the metadata is uploaded.
Yeah, that'll save the gas, man. But if you have to open them, you'd probably have to pay gas, right? So
yeah, for sure. If it were to be a function that you'd have to call on chain to open them, then yeah, you'd have to definitely pay gas fee for that. So I mean, I don't think that's how it's going to work, though.
Oh. Sonny saying
or maybe
something.
you might have to. You might have to open it, actually. Now that I think of it, I'd have to double check, but I think you may have to open it.
See, because some people want to keep it closed, and then
I can see that being the case. So I just got a message from one of our devs that's listening in, and he said you will have to open it. So I was wrong on that. So you will have to open it.
Okay, cool.
Jeez, we got a dev listening in. Can anyone spot the dev?
He's invisible, bro. He's invisible.
He's invisible. Leo, what was I gonna say? With the new launch, what you touched on with the Armory potentially being utilized, whether it's now or the third or fourth launch, how would that work, Leo? Can you touch up on it? So you want to buy a whale amount of tokens, you kind of buy an equipable ticket, and once the token is live, you get the tokens in your wallet. Is that how it would work?
So I don't know exactly how it would work. Like I said, it's not something that we've talked much on. It's just something that, like, an idea that came up today, and we're trying to see if, like, there are ways that we can implement it without it, like, being classified as a pre-sale or kind of like infringing on, like, a fair launch or anything. So I don't know exactly, like, if it would even be something that we're going to do. It's just an idea of, like, yeah, we can definitely implement the Armory to be a part of the future token launches. But yeah, realistically, like, at first glance, the idea of how it would work would be, you'd go on the Armory and let's call it like a pin, right? Let's say like a pin that you put on your jacket or something, and it would be a voucher. So let's say you wanted to buy 1 ETH worth of the token at launch. You could go buy the voucher for it, and that would be equivalent to buying 1 ETH of the token at launch or something like that. So it would technically be like if done correctly, and if it is even possible, it would be like the perfect anti-bot measure, because then it's like, that there are not people transacting in multiple blocks at the same time. I mean, in the same block multiple times. You would know that the people who are getting in are actually real people. You would know that you'd be able to gauge how successful the project is going to be before it even launches, technically. There's a lot of upsides to it. The only thing that we need to clarify and make sure is it the right thing to do? Is it fair? Does it make the token launch more relevant, or does it make it irrelevant? Like, we still need to talk more about it. It's just an idea that came up today that we're just theorized on. So I don't know exactly if it's going to be implemented or not. It's just like I said, I was just sharing with you guys the an idea that we had.
No, I think it's a great idea, especially for the OGs to get in.
It makes it so that people don't have to be. It creates so like people don't have to compete, and the gas fees that trying to get in that launch will also be a lot less if that's the case. But yeah, it makes it so that if you want to be a part of that project, you're going to be able to guarantee yourself a spot to be a part of that project.
No, that's sick. I love that. I hope you guys can make it work, man. Practically and legally, I hope it makes sense.
Exactly. We just need to look more into it, and we got to kind of look at all of the angles and make sure it works and it's something that's bullish or not. If it's not, then we just stick to what we know works, which is doing it the traditional way on how it's always been done. So
yeah, you guys don't like traditional way. Come on, this is ShibaDoge.
Yeah, man. Anyone got questions, guys? Yeah, so to say if you do it like that, then everyone would be getting the tokens. Wouldn't it be similar to like how a pre-sale worked if it's like that? I mean,
yes and no. Not if per se, not if we make it so that it's variable. So if we figure out how the market would move, considered on if a 1 ETH buy were to come in based on how much liquidity is provided or whatever,
yeah,
then no. Think of it like if it were to be like our own swap before it becomes live on Dex or live on Uniswap. So like if it were going to be a pre-sale, then there would everybody would get the same amount. But if it's if the price change is taken into consideration with each buy, then I guess that might be a workaround. But I don't know. Like I said, exactly,
yeah.
we still have to talk to a bunch of people and figure out what's the best way and if this idea would even work. So
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. What you're saying there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the price volatility would still be a thing.
Yeah. So that makes sense. If it's like that, then it's fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it would be kind of it would be the same crap like Shinja if everyone were just to get the same amount of tokens without it being market price. If it were then it's just a pre-sale, and then we know what the problems are with pre-sales. So that's not what we want to do. We want all of our stuff to be free launch, not free launches, fair launches.
Fair launches, yeah. Yeah, if you do like that, then it's fair because it's the same as Uniswap. Basically, you first come, the first people that come in first get the get more tokens. Basically.
Yep.
So if it's tickets or whatever, it'll still be It'll be working with the actual price movement.
Exactly, and I think the best way to do that is kind of just to take the API from Dex tools and kind of be able to mimic that on our end. But I don't know. It's just it's just a cool idea for now, which we'll talk more about in the next few days and see if it becomes something doable or not. And if not, then whatever, it's not a big deal. But if we can figure out a cool way to implement this, I think it can definitely be a very beneficial thing if done the way that I'm picturing it could work,
Oh yeah. And that would mean a lot of the people that are here in the project and around and know about the project, they'll be able to get in early, because you said
definitely.
Yeah, because you said then you'll go live
and the
later.
thing is, Yeah, and the thing is, like, it would, like, if that were the case, like, it could definitely launch and already be at like 100x just by
Yeah.
it going live on Dex. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it could, like, it could be a immediate 100x because people who like were the first people to buy on um the first people to buy, obviously they'd buy at a lower market cap. So if it launches and it's already at like a 10 mil market cap and you were buying at a 10K market cap or 100K market cap, then
You get
obviously.
me too hyped up now. Come on.
So yeah, man. I don't know. Like I said, it's just an idea for right now. It's nothing that has been talked about for more than just a few hours. So we're gonna spend some time and talk more about it.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's just that I think a lot of people were thinking, it's like a pre-sale, so that just wanted to clear that up as well. Just so that people don't think it's a pre-sale because it's not. Even if you do decide to go ahead with something like that.
Yeah, it'd have to make sense. I mean, it's definitely something that is going to have to be looked at in probably 10 different ways to make sure there's no flaws in it as well.
Oh yeah. But I think everyone's excited for the launch. I mean,
I'm excited for it as well, man. I'm extremely hyped up for it. I'm excited for it because look, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, I miss the crazy days where the chats are going wild and where people are just trolling and kind of memeing in the chat and like I miss those days. I mean, I spent a lot of time and like I said, I was in like 50 telegrams over the past few days and I saw that and you would think like I'd get over it by now, but something about that is just like so fun to me and knowing that that's going to come back is pretty cool feeling.
oh yeah, for sure.
And by the way, a lot of people, a lot of regulars had DM'd me, letting me know that they are ready to step up to the plate to help with the chat if needed. So thank you all for reaching out and once that time comes where if we do need the help, I will definitely reach back out to you guys and let you know. But I do really appreciate you guys stepping up to the plate and offering your hand.
Oh yeah. I was just thinking. Someone was asking earlier, like, is this gonna be gamified because of everything that's happening, all these attachments and everything? Like, is there any plans?
I mean, I guess you can already call it the beginning of a gamification. Like this is already getting gamified. So it definitely opens up the opportunity to gamify it even more. So yeah, that opportunity is definitely something that we could capitalize on if things develop into that route. I'm sure you guys all know the game Counter-Strike, CS:GO, or you guys have at one point heard of it, but they're very successful and they don't have per se NFTs, but all of their skins, in my opinion, are NFTs and they're all, equipable NFTs in a way. And I think, this definitely has a very similar vibe that it can offer that collection log type of gameplay, especially if there's a game that exists in the future. I don't know if that's something that's going to happen soon or not. I mean, I could tell you right now, we're not in the process of developing a game, but will we be in the process of developing a game in the future? Maybe. It just all depends on how things go. But another big thing is kind of like being able to introduce this technology to the broader market in the future and kind of, being able to get other NFT projects to white label our technology and then it becomes a much bigger thing. So that's also another option as well. But yeah, I mean, I can definitely see how a game would be fitting. You know, it kind of makes it so that we have no choice but to think about a game in the future.
Yeah, exactly. I mean that sword, the venom sword is saying like it goes through armor, right? So you're like thinking it goes through armor. That means if I'm in a game, I can kill someone who's got armor on, with that sword. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
definitely. And that's why like I really like the idea of like the metaverse, right? When the metaverse was a thing and people were like, really hyped up about it. If the metaverse was out already in a mainstream way that actually works and people are actually interested in, it would have been sick. It would have been dope if like we were like, hey, we're the ShibaDoge army and you just come in as these NFTs and people can, equip, unequip, customize their look, play different games that are already built into like Sandbox or Decentraland. But looks like that whole metaverse stuff kind of really got put on hold. So we'll see how that works out. I mean, we may have to just kind of, put things in our own hands and build something ourselves in the future. We'll have to see. I'm not saying we'll build a metaverse, but we'll definitely entertain the idea of getting into the gaming world. I mean, that may be something that we'll all have fun in.
oh yeah, and if it's play to earn, that'd be even better, you know.
Play to earn, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that would be fun if we can like turn the war zone into the game and people can be, playing in the war zone. That would be badass.
exactly.
Until we get sued from Call of Duty for calling a game Warzone because they already have Warzone the game.
That's true.
So we probably have to call it something different.
Yeah, definitely you get
L-
sued for that.
Leo, this is completely out of subject, and apologies. But I wanted to ask you, with obviously the Armory being launched and how innovative and new it is, there's gotta be VCs looking at us, man. I'm like, obviously we don't need it, but there's gotta be so much tension with what you guys are building from VCs. Is this something you guys have ever looked at, or what are your thoughts
Look,
about it?
if the opportunity came in a way where we knew like a VC can help us achieve our goals in a way where it would work, we entertain it. But right now we know and we understand like if we go the VC route, then that would mean that we give up a lot of control of what like we want out of the project, right? Then it comes down to like, hey, are we going to make these VCs money? Are we not? And it becomes a business, and that's not what we really want out of it because this is more like a community project. But yeah, I mean, the opportunity. I mean, not the opportunity, but like the products are there for us to go and like talk to VCs if we wanted to, but that's not what we want to right now, unless like a certain VC like approached us or we approached them and they said, yeah, you guys still have full control, do what you're doing, keep building what you want to build, but we just want to be a part of it. And that's a different story. Then, that will be down for. But typically, like, if a VC comes and says like, hey, we want to control your project and we want to make it so that all of our visions are built by you guys, then yeah, that's not cool with us because that's not what we want to do.
Cool, bro. It's just a thought. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't even know what that would bring or do, but I'm sure, like what you guys are building, and I keep saying you, and it's we. I'm sorry. I'm taking credit for it as well.
No, you should definitely take credit for it because we are all a part of this. Like this is not just a one man or
Oh
one
man,
team show. Like we're just the ones who put everything together, but you guys are the foundation. Like
bro,
this is
you
a
have no
community
idea
project.
how attached I am to ShibaDoge. I don't think you have. Well, you probably do. I've been around for too long. This is like a little baby to me, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's definitely something that we're all attached to at this point. It's been something that we've been working on every single day for the past 2 years now, and obviously we have a lot of big goals and we have a lot of big ambitions for where we want this thing to be in the future. So, we're not just saying that to say it. Like maybe a year and a half ago you could have said, "Oh, these guys are just saying that for the credibility," but we're not just saying that. We really believe in what we've got here, and we really want to make it a big thing. It's not just just a couple guys trying to do something fun anymore. It's like we have thousands of us here, and we're like, imagine 1,000 people standing in your living room. It's a lot of people. It may not look like it may not sound like a lot of people when you're talking on the internet, but 1,000 people are that's enough to go to war with like with a city, and we have a lot more than 1,000 people involved in these projects, so we can definitely make some waves.
Yeah, zero doubt in that, bro. There's like zero doubt in that. I mean, the basic, well, we call it basic now, just you being here 2-3 times a week, that's unheard of. And me as a newbie in the space, listening to the dev 2-3 times a week, it's probably one of the reasons why, I'm so attached and absolutely love the project, bro, because it's
Bro,
educational.
Leo's just 7 days a week, bro. What are you talking about?
Nah,
They
Leo,
Yep.
Leo is.
yeah, 7 days. The devs are here, bro. 7 days a week.
Yeah. I'm here, yeah, pretty much every single day. It's just on voice chat, 2-3 times a week. But yeah, dude, I mean, I get you. Like, it's impossible. People who are there consistently, maybe for like the first couple of weeks, first couple of months of their project going live, but after that, boom, they're already on to the next thing, and you don't even know where they went. So we definitely believe in full transparency, and we believe in longevity. Like that's we have our strengths, we have our weaknesses. We acknowledge that, but one thing that we won't ever flip on is our community and our belief to do things correctly and never to leave people behind. Like we don't leave people behind. We'll still be here as long as there's one person here that still believes in us. I will still be here having these AMAs. So no matter what, I'm still here.
You got full army behind you, bro. Full army.
Yeah, man. I've been in a lot of telegrams, and man, you can't find the devs, man. I'm telling you, like, you cannot find the devs at all in any of them. Like, this is the
literally in any of them.
I mean, I've searched, man. Like, I've searched some of these telegrams. You cannot find the devs, bro. Like, ShibaDoge is the only project that you can literally find the devs whenever you need them, anytime. You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. Like, and people degen into these projects, and then they're like, "Where's the dev? Where's the dev?" And there is no dev, man. He's like, he's he's like,
Yeah, that would be funny. Like, imagine we do this. Imagine we launch a project up for the Launchpad, and we don't tell anybody that it's us, other than you guys, like other than our community. And then all of a sudden, like all these degens start buying in, and they're like, "Who's the devs? Who's the devs?" And then we tell them like who we are, and then that could be a cool strategy too.
yeah, man. That's true.
Elon Vitalik says, "My idea for the new token name: if you miss ShibaDoge, you suck." That would be good. Oh, here's one thing that is important to keep in mind: the token ticker needs to be under 7. It needs to be 7 letters or less, and the reason for that is for like Twitter trending and the ticker on Twitter. If it's more than 7 characters, then it doesn't count as a ticker. So we have to make sure that we don't go over 7 characters.
Mm.
You suck.
You can call it unsuck.
Unsuck yourself, huh?
That's it, man. Somebody took offense to someone saying you suck, and they're like, "What the hell? How dare you?"
Yeah.
He should have said, "Okay, I unsuck it."
Not
Oh,
a
man.
rug. Sunny says to call the token not a rug. Here's a funny story, guys. A few years ago, I bought a NFT project. It was called Not a Rug, um, and it ended up being a rug. But it was funny. They were selling like little rugs, like different patterns of like rugs. I just thought it was funny. That's why I bought one. And it wasn't that expensive. It was only like maybe like 30 or $50. Yeah, I just bought it because I thought it was funny, and it ended up being a rug.
Yeah. I think the ones that actually
Not a
say,
rug.
what's that?
I was gonna say not a rug is actually pretty funny. Like I think that would be pretty funny to do.
Yeah. Can you use like
And
r-
it's 7 letters, bro. It's 7 letters.
rug pull? I mean,
Yeah, or
people.
we could literally just call it rug pull, and people
Yeah.
will be in the chat be like, "No, this is not a rug pull." People will be like, "Yeah, it's rug pull." Like they'll just be
Yeah.
going back and forth. That'll be funny as hell.
Bro, I'm telling you, yeah, you do a token called rug pull, it's gonna go to the moon. Like, literally gonna go to the moon. Because people in crypto are weird, man. They're weird as hell. I'm telling you, like, they'll just buy it. They'll be like, rug pull, that's the one.
Literally, dude, they will. Oh man,
I mean, they will ape in to rug pull all day
that
long.
that's 7 letters. That's 7 letters too for the ticker. That word.
I do like rug pull a lot, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's cliche because it's definitely not a rug pull.
Exactly. But the conversations will be hilarious, dude. I can
But that's
already
what we
see
want,
them.
right? That's what we
Yeah,
want.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like it. I do like rug pull.
Rug pull, man. That would be trending as hell on Twitter. Like, as soon as they find out, bloody hell, man, this token actually is doing really well. You know? Everyone be like, yo, you know that token, rug pull? It's flipping going to the moon?
I kind of like that, man. I'm actually gonna tell the guys about this. That might not be a bad idea, guys. I'm not gonna lie. That might not be a bad
Yeah.
idea at all. I could see that going viral, man, because whenever I see something that's called rug pull, like on Twitter, I click into it just to read, like, I was like, oh, who rug now? Like what got rug now? But imagine like click into it and just to see that it's a new token and it's like all hyped and viral and it's up 1,000% or whatever. People are gonna be like, holy crap!
Yeah, next thing you know, it's launched by ShibaDoge Labs. These guys are kind
Oh
of
man,
funny. Oh.
no, it's definitely a funny concept. I like that. That like see now we're talking memes. Like that's what's up. Like that's a meme if I've seen one.
Yeah. 7 letters. Yeah, man.
All right, guys. Anybody have any other questions before I call this over here? I'm gonna spend the rest of this week going into Twitter Spaces again too. It's been going pretty successful. I'm almost to 800 followers on Twitter. I think when I started like 10 days ago, I was at 400, I think, or 300. So we've gained a lot of followers. Let me tell you guys how my impressions are looking too here. So we're growing, like the my Twitter page is growing for sure, which is a good thing.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
let's see, analytics. So I haven't posted much past for the weekend, so nothing crazy. But we have like 30,000 impressions in the last 7 days, which is good.
Is that on your
We
account?
have, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you're posting now more often, so
Yeah, definitely. I just didn't post this weekend because I was honestly fed up with crypto Twitter. Like it really annoyed me with all the drama that was happening. So I just decided
Yeah.
to not even look at it over the weekend. But maybe I'll troll Gary V again for the next few days. Ask him for my lawnmower back.
Yo, you gone after that guy, man. He's gonna be like, who's this guy, man?
Yeah. He's gonna start asking his friends, like, you know this guy? Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah,
He's
this
asking
guy.
me for a lawnmower.
Yeah, that cracked me up, man, when I read that. That was funny. I was like, what the hell is Leo talking about, man? Flipping give back my lawnmower. That's who's that? Okay.
So there's this one page that I actually came across, and I retweeted one of their things. It's called F around and find out, and it's just a bunch of people doing stupid stuff and getting, they're either like falling and getting hurt or just like, they're just doing stupid things. It's hilarious. I retweeted. If you guys want like a good laugh, I spent like an hour just like going through their stuff on Twitter, and some of the things that people do blows your mind.
I saw one you posted. A guy jumps and then he hits his nutsack.
Yeah, that's from that page, man. That's from that page, dude.
Man, I swear, when I saw that, I was in so much pain just watching it,
Yeah, dude. It's like, what did he expect is gonna happen? Did he expect that he's gonna land on that thing? Like,
Yeah, he landed
man.
with the wrong part.
Yeah.
But the funniest part is when he falls on the floor and he starts flipping shit, like jerking around, man, like a nutter.
That must have hurt, dude. I think he hit his ass, dude. He didn't like land on his nuts. He landed straight on his tailbone. He's done for, dude.
Yeah. No coming back after that one, bro. I'm gonna post that actually in the main chat.
But yeah, dude, that page, it's like comedy gold, dude. I told you, I was on it for at least like an hour one day, and just like going through their stuff, and just almost everything on there made me laugh.
I'm gonna go and check it out. That's what draws people's attention as well, the memes, the funny stuff when you post all that stuff.
Yeah, I know. I know. I don't want to like post too much of it though, because then it'll be, people will be confused on what we're about. But yeah, like every now and then, if I just retweet something like that, it'll be funny.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. We got a nice Twitter post coming out here in a couple of minutes, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait with you guys on here, and we'll go over it together before I call it.
Okay. What is Sonny saying?
Did any of you guys? What happened?
Nah, Sonny said dollar Karen. What the hell?
Oh yeah, I think that already exists. I remember seeing that before.
X-Coin.
X-Coin.
Nah,
that would have been a good one, but it's too late. Too late for that.
Yeah, too late. Dollar Joker. Rug pull's the one, man. Rug pull. We need to put rug pull out there.
Believe it or not, it would be that. That would probably be the one, man. Like we're launching a rug pull. Oh man, that would be hilarious. It's just a meme in itself, you know. It's already a meme. Like we're marketing it, you know. We're marketing it too. Like we're just like marketing us launching a rug pull. That would be
Well, Leo,
hilarious, dude.
Leo, what's the talk on Twitter right now? Everyone's pissed off because of rug pulls, right? And then we launch a token called rug pull.
Exactly. Oh, dude, that would be hilarious. That would be gold. I'm not gonna lie. That would be good. I could see that like getting a lot of attention, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, exactly, bro. He's gonna. I think he'll go crazy, bro. Rug pull. That's
It is definitely the perfect time for that. It is definitely the perfect time.
yeah.
I think so, right?
All
That would be
the
funny.
all the spaces you listen to right now, they're talking about rug pulls. Like all the big spaces. That's all they're talking about is rug pulls, scams, all that. And then imagine ShibaDoge now comes out and launches a token, bro, called rug pull.
We could copyright the word. We could copyright the word rug pull, trademark it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Let's go, bro. Let's do it. So
the world's first official rug pull launched by ShibaDoge. Oh man, dude, that would be hilarious. No, I could definitely see it catching traction. Like people love that type of stuff, dude.
yeah, because bro,
Bro, that would go down in history, bro. It would go to people would talk about that for years and years later, bro. It would go down in history. They'd be like, ShibaDoge launched a token called rug pull.
Yo, guys, let's stop talking about
Yeah,
it, man.
it
I
went
know.
10 Billy.
Leah, let's keep quiet now. Come on, let's keep quiet.
Yeah. That's
Let
enough.
the devs
Roof,
talk about it.
Yeah, let's
Roof, you
start
gotta
it.
edit that part out of the recording on YouTube.
Bro,
We're not launching rug pull, guys. We're launching the Hello Kitty Inu American fidget spinner.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. Keep these snakes off this plane, Inu.
yeah. Yeah, man, let's just yeah, man, just
You
keep
need to edit that out, Roof.
bro, it's like we're live, bro. Everyone's
Oh.
listening, we're live streaming. Hey guys, on the live, it was just a joke, man. It's not something we're taking seriously.
Nah, it doesn't. It doesn't matter, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's who's bringing it to the table. You know, yeah. We could come out with anything as long as we do it right, put our names behind it, and do the marketing correctly. No matter what it's called, it'll do good.
Yeah, I mean, I want to talk about this so much right now, but I'm not going to.
All right, let's see what got posted here. All right, here's a thread that just came out. We're gonna go. Oh, it's a long one. All right. This was posted on the Real ShibaDoge Twitter, so if you guys want to check it out as I read over it with you guys, definitely have it open, but I'm going to go ahead and read it. Let's see. This is a thread, so it's going to be a little long. It says, 83 weeks and 4 days developing in Web3, a thread. Hard to believe it's already been 585 days since the launch of our project. Launched on December 24th, 2021 as a holiday gift to us all, became the beginning of something we could have never seen coming. Founded on the idea to bring the two biggest meme coins together as one, we launched the token after a few sleepless nights, 8 Red Bulls, 24-pack of beer, takeout barbecue, a website, Medium article, and a small Telegram community. It was a good week. The run-up was exciting. Thousands of people flocked to the Telegram and joined the community. Interested in what we had just created, the unbelievable was happening right before our very eyes. People wanted to get behind our mission. At the same time, the realization quickly started to settle in that this had become far, far more than we initially thought. It wasn't just a meme coin, it was a movement. We all were working on a common goal and all wanted the same thing. There was more to be done. So we decided to take our project even further. What if we took the same principles and applied them to NFTs? There weren't many exciting projects in the NFT space with an actual community behind them. Was this an opportunity? We were going to find out. So began the expansion of our community into NFTs. They are surprisingly very different from tokens. Of course, it only made sense to launch something that wasn't directly tied to the mothership token. We wanted the NFTs to act as an extension of our ecosystem, not replace it. As we all sat in the room trying to figure out what the right NFT project would be, one idea really struck. What if our NFT project embodied our mission, our purpose? What if we had an NFT for the Doge community and the Shiba community? What if we brought them together? Bingo. Thousands of hours later, that's probably being conservative, we had finally completed the art, the smart contract, the vision was ready to be realized. Fortunately, just like the token, the NFTs were well received. Again, that wasn't enough. Rugs were ruining our industry by the hour. We wanted to bring a safe haven for people to participate in tokens without the worry of shifty developers. So we decided to try our hand at experimenting with our first Launchpad token, Burn. Fortunately, it was well received again. Today, the tokens and NFTs all flow together with the yin and yang emoji. This is where things get even crazier. We were always here to make a point. Maybe it was naive, maybe even a little ridiculous, but the stars aligned. The rest is history. But what else could we do? We didn't want to do what everyone else was doing. That's not what got us here. The NFT space was really bothering us. We hunkered down again and took a hard look at the NFT space and where we thought it should go, not where it was going. The idea was simple and remained on our whiteboard for months. And it really did, actually. Quote, NFTs are dead, boring, and suck. We wanted to change that. And it wasn't until one of the team members said, man, all these NFT projects really are just JPEGs. Boom. It's been staring us in the face all this time. Every single one of us, through some form of telepathy, immediately came to the same conclusion. What if it wasn't? The idea to bring our NFTs to life was born that day. We would bring a whole new community to NFTs and set the standard for projects worldwide to integrate themselves. We didn't want to hear just a JPEG anymore. This simple idea could be adopted by anyone and projects everywhere. Today, your NFTs are so much more than JPEGs. They are a symbol of your commitment to our mission. They are your access to the war zone. They can evolve, change, and look completely different through the Armory with hundreds of items to customize. Not one NFT has to be the same. When we started, we were the first hybrid token. Now it's the norm. It's also became the norm when we launched an NFT project in a token community. When we introduced breeding, projects followed again. Now that we are pioneering dynamic NFTs/EFTs, we see them following once again. Now we continue down our path of the new and exciting. The Armory is the culmination of months of work, setting the foundation for our project. It's awesome to finally see. Now we look to set the norm with our upcoming release, particularly the Launchpad. If it's anything like the last 842,000 minutes of being in Web3, it's going to be one hell of a ride. You never know how far you've gone until you look in the rearview mirror. And that is the entire thread, I believe. Yes, it is. And that is very well written. Big kudos to Alex. He's the one who put that out there. That I did not see that coming. He just sent me a text message and he said, I want you to read this with the community. It's going up in a couple of minutes. And I think that is 100% a accurate description of the adventure, TLDR of the past year and a half at this point. And just to think that that is all just the tip of the iceberg of where we're headed is a pretty crazy thing to realize. I think we're in, like you said, one hell of a ride, and we're gonna blow this thing up and be the most well-known ecosystem. Let's call it the most well-known ecosystem in the entire space. One day, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but I promise you, one day, as long as we keep this up the way we're doing it, we will be one of the most well-known names in all of the space. So, I want everybody who's listening and who's a part of this project as well to give yourself a pat on the back, because it's not just me, it's not just Peter, it's not just Alex or Max doing all the work. This is a community effort. Everything that's been done has been done together, whether you're a part of the project now or you've sold your bags but you're still a part of the community. It does not matter. We are still building. You're still family regardless. You get what I'm saying? So whether you're in now or you're in the future, we've got a place for you on the boat, because this boat can fit a whole lot of people. And that's the thing, man. As long as we stay ambitious and we stay hungry and we keep wanting to build and keep wanting to bring success to the space, there is no limit to where we're headed. And I think we're headed in the right direction. And we've got, honestly, the best community in all of Web3. I say that all the time, but truly I mean it. And if it weren't for, having good people like you guys a part of our community, there would be no reason for us to keep doing the things that we're doing. So, like I said earlier, as long as there is one person who still believes in us, I will still be here every single week after week, giving these AMAs, even if it's just one person. But as long as there's one person that believes in us, this vision lives on, the goals live on, and the structure will continue to be built.
Beautiful, bro. That was great.
Hey, Leo, just drop the mic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just drop my laptop because I don't have a microphone. I'm using my laptop, so I'm gonna just toss this.
Whoa! You doing too much. Don't drop the laptop.
I was just gonna bill it to you, bro. I was gonna send you the bill, but okay, fine, I won't.
Bro, I got you, bro. I got you. Don't worry about it. I work in the tech industry. I got you.
All right.
Enough said, Leo. Just do your closing and drop the laptop. Don't ask, we'll fix it.
That's it, guys. That's it. But yeah, I'll go ahead and end it off over here because that's a strong ending. Amazing job with that thread, by the way, Alex. You killed it. That's a perfect description of what we've accomplished, actually, and where we've gone from when we started to where we are now. So I'm gonna read that again, actually, after the call, because it all sounds surreal until you actually put it all into perspective. We have done a lot as a community across many different ventures that we've done. So it's fun to see what we've accomplished, and it's fun to speculate on what we will accomplish in the future as well. So yeah, guys, that's it for me. As always, if you miss Doge, that sucks. If you miss Shiba, damn, that also sucks. But if you miss ShibaDoge and everything else that we've been working so hard to do, and everything else that we're going to bring to the table, if you miss that too, I don't know what else to tell you, but you already know that you suck. And with that being said, I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. You guys can catch me on Twitter Spaces tomorrow, on multiple different Twitter Spaces, more than likely. I won't be hosting one. I'm going to keep going with the strategy of joining others and talking about other relevant stuff that people are talking about, because I think that's been a little bit more effective on the growth this past couple of times. So we'll keep that idea going. So yeah, keep an eye out. You guys will see me there. And if you need me in the chat, feel free to tag me at any given time. I'll talk to you guys. Peace.
Rug me. Peace.
Later, bro.
Later, bro.